Hey, Newt, you here?
Yep. Okay, we are recording.
For the audience, our heroes are standing outside the doors of Castle Radcliffe. Cookie the Clown just sang them a very nice song, and is now sort of shuffled off to let the heroes have a moment before they go and face the final boss. She's building a stand of some kind. No one's quite sure why, but I'm sure it'll come into play later.
And Talia is eating Skittles.
Oh, this is it, everyone. We're about to go into these halls and take on the conquered worm itself.
And sort out the Baron's shit.
So, any idea what we're supposed to do?
Did it happen again?
Right, so that book is supposed to tell us how to beat the conquered worm?
I think after we take... No, the book we have, we take its blood after we kill it, and then rewrite reality with it, is what I gather.
Y'all are cutting out a lot.
It's on
Out
your
of
end.
Out of character. The book is... You had that one book that you remember, guys, the curse book, that when you read it, you would encounter the monsters that were written in the story? You remember that? Way back when?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys found another copy of that book of blank pages, one that's sort of like an epic level version, which, upon analyzing it, you learned that if you write in it with a specific pen, using blood from a rare beast, you can summon a certain number of creatures, and theoretically, with the blood of like one of the rarest creatures of all time, you could resurrect all the creatures that have been wiped out by humanity, all the dragons, all the monsters that have been... Like,
Why? We could bring back the thylacine!
Yeah, the
Except
book
the dodo. They deserved it.
Fuck you. Anyways, but yeah, the book is how we resurrect the critters. The wish is something else.
So, how are we going to beat this giant worm thing?
Throw a lily
Well,
at
I
it.
figure the same as we always does. Stab it till it dies.
Throw a lily at it. Yes.
I thought we had something that was going to, like, give us hints.
out of character again. You guys know that you just gotta kill it with brute force. It's a very powerful monster, but you guys have already taken down 2 of those. I mean, one of those was an amped up Terraskew, for fuck's sake, so you're gonna be fine.
Oh,
Fucking Ruby.
Is that how Pathogen was statted?
Yeah.
Jesus.
okie dokie.
We tore through a Terraskew?
Yeah, I amped it up too, that's the thing.
Wow.
No wonder
Jesus.
you were sitting there going,
Holy fuck.
Was wondering why you were silent some of the times that we...
All right.
I mean,
So-
I beefed up its HP by a large amount, and its regeneration.
It was like an elder Terraskew. Jesus
So wait,
Christ.
if it was a regular Terraskew, would basically Lily and Ari basically two-shot it?
If it was a regular Terraskew, you guys would have killed it before its first round.
Holy shit. Alright. I think we're fine.
So we're going to hit it really hard until it's dead. Okay. So
Yes.
the usual.
The usual.
Match. So,
Well then, if
After
we don't
that-
have anything more to go over, are we ready to march in?
we gotta
I
figure out
imagine
how
we
we...
have to go deal with the Baron and whatever is in the fortress first.
I'm sure he's waiting for us in there.
Shouldn't we figure out how we're trying to fix everything?
Got this whole wish thing.
Yeah, the whole wish thing.
Well,
We've written it down.
there's a lot of problems underlying everything that's happened.
Mostly with selfish people of any race doing selfish things.
Either way, we're only probably going to get one wish out of this.
Yeah, but those selfish
Remember,
things...
You have been told it's just the one.
Those selfish things are also promoted by selfish gods, as you pointed out, Tig.
Oh, fuck yes.
Why can't they just work together?
Why don't we make them?
That's a great question.
And I mean, with the book, bringing back all the dead races, we can easily do without the wish.
I mean, isn't it like all the other gods? I don't know them super well, but like the older gods,
Yep, they got shit to
don't
do.
they?
Yeah, the older guys
Isn't
got
it?
shit to do, and they usually do their jobs-ish.
Why don't we give the
Yeah,
Ascended
the-
Gods a specific job, then?
Yes, it's the mortals turned gods, since they're no gods, they're mortals with interests.
Because as much as we could maybe just wish for everyone to be good and everyone to promote good, I mean,
That would
I
not
I
guess
fall
we-
into the same problem.
freedom to do that.
Good.
Yeah, that would destroy personal freedom.
taking away free will is not something I'm interested in.
at least if everyone understood harmony as an ideal.
At the very least, I suggest we should potentially make the ascended gods have to work together as opposed to against each other.
They do that kind of now, but like, they need a goal to unify them and, you know, have them not fucking each other up constantly.
You guys can do a knowledge religion check if you want right now.
Okay.
Literally,
Anyone who feels like their character would.
everyone looks to Lelia.
Like, what Tig knows about religion he got from Lelia, so that's it.
Basically, all I know of religion is how to bury people.
I've got nothing on this.
Can the cleric do knowledge religion?
I mean, that should be one of her class skills.
I hope so.
It's fine. I have a 28 in knowledge religion. It's fine.
Okay, have you rolled yet?
Yes,
Well, what'd you get?
38.
Okay, Lelia, you would know that the only time in history when the Ascended Gods all worked together was during the God War, where they tried to kill and overthrow the Learned Gods. And it didn't work, but it did piss off the Primeval Trio enough. The Primeval Trio made the fourth pantheon of gods, the Gods of Extinction, specifically to make the other two pantheons never fight again. And that's where Boone comes from.
Yeah. The more I hear about this, the funnier it becomes.
They could probably use a better goal than that.
So the Ascended Gods don't have a clear purpose, and the only time that they ever did join together was in an attempt to do a coup. So, you know, they probably need a better lesson in teamwork than that.
They fucking
Yeah.
need jobs.
Currently, their only modus operandi to work together is if they don't, everything gets destroyed, and well, look how that turned out.
Self-preservation is not a
Exactly.
good motivator.
Because they're all fighting each other. They need to be working together to promote a world that can fit everyone they serve.
Agreed.
That or lose their godhood.
Yeah. Like, self-preservation gets you only so far. Just it focuses on the you. It doesn't change what you're actually going for.
What about if they all had to act in the interests of harmony between their races instead of just the interests of their own races?
Oh, they'd hate that.
I
I
know.
like it.
Acting in the interest of harmony seems like it solves a lot of problems at the root. At the very least, it teaches less selfishness, which I think is
Conflict should be a thing of the mortal races. If the heavens are
You can
are
maybe
at conflict-
squash groups like the Circle of Thorns.
if the heavens are at conflict with themselves, then then what's the point of having an ideal?
I still think we should also create new land.
Probably not a bad idea.
Holds up the book.
You can, get that part to work in there.
And together you all worked to draft a version of this wish that you could say and get this idea out in a one convenient way that makes it sound like one thing you're wishing.
So the entire time, Tig is like muttly laughing away.
So, the Ascended Gods shall henceforth act in the interests of harmony between their respective races, rather than promoting the well-being of their own charges to the detriment of others. Acting together to find out how to live and thrive, all races that once were now are again, and space shall be made for them, either as a new planet or plane or other area of existence.
Sounds good to me.
I like it.
Tig, you're legalese, Goblin.
Sounds fucking good to me. He's just full on smiling. It's the first time he's ever smiled in your presence, by the way. He's just having that much fun.
Also, they'll just fucking hate this.
So probably make them in charge
Well,
of creating.
Well, I imagine the gods we having our backs.
You're already kind of freeing the undead, which has Gothcliff happy.
And honestly, I kind of want to do this for Rustus.
Guys, we're about to do something really, really big. And it's gonna risk all of our lives. And if any of us don't make it back, I just want y'all to know. Traveling with you all has been the happiest I have ever been.
Aww.
Honestly, pretty much the same.
Likewise.
And Talia turns into an octopus and pulls everyone into a hug again.
Same. She hugs, we hug. Group hug!
Big face to pat her back, but can only reach a tentacle.
Oh, that's sweet. You guys ready to go in and face the big monster?
As ready as
No.
we'll ever be.
Let's do it.
All right.
Charging in
You guys-
pants on fire is our style.
You guys enter into Castle Radcliffe. You walk down a long hallway lit with torches, and it leads out to a large chamber where, standing at the head of some stairs, is the Baron of Conquered Worm, dressed in fine clothing. Middle-aged man, gaunt, very prominent cheeks. Looks a little Peter Cushing-ish. He's got a cane. And he's looking at you all with very piercing, analytical eye. Well, you're finally here. I hope you have a plan.
Yes, we do. We're hitting it really hard until it stops breathing.
Not about killing the worm. I'm sure you're capable of doing that if you've made it this far. I mean, about what comes after. You do know what comes after, what you are doing here, don't you?
Oh yeah, we just had a dream god cancel where your boss got kind of turned to immortal.
My boss? I don't have a boss. I'm a baron, damn it.
So am I. And Baron to Baron, what exactly was it you were going to do with the wish that comes after the conquered worm is defeated?
The baron frowns. He says, do you know that the cycles have been getting shorter? That this is a thing that happens repeatedly?
Yes, so we've heard.
The point of the Conquered Worm cycle is twofold. It is to correct mistakes made with the workings of reality. Either by destroying reality as it is so it can be remade from the ground up, or alternatively, finding what is making reality spiral towards destruction and fixing the mistake. Every group of heroes so far who has done this has failed to find the permanent fix. It's not just about destroying some big monster, it's about figuring out how to make the world better. By doing that, we have to stop the needless conflict. There are so many wars, there are so many battles to be fought. I thought that the solution was simple. We need a victor. We need a definitive winner for the battle, and the fact of the matter is, humans are winning.
Not anymore.
Not really.
No, not thanks to what you've been doing. They definitely aren't winning on this island. But we've wiped out the dragons. We've driven so many creatures that physically were superior to us into extinction. Humanity through sheer ingenuity, has been winning the struggle.
And you realize the correlation is the cycles are beginning to get shorter, so you're not actually increasing things, not decreasing them.
Cycles are getting shorter because everything keeps fighting back. We need a victor.
If you destroy half the life on the planet, is that the world or do you want to live in? Really?
It's not about what I want, it's about what the world needs, and what the world needs is stability.
The problem is, it's the heavens themselves that are a conflict. And us mortals are mere pawns in that game. We need to change the heaven game, not the game here.
Well, we need to change both.
The Baron sighs exasperatedly at the bridge of his nose and says, "You have destroyed the champions I was raising to take care of this problem. You are the only ones who can do it now. The wish is yours. I merely ask that you make sure you do something that matters."
You're welcome.
We intend to.
The champions you were raising, are you referring to the undead abominations?
The slashers and my valued Red Talon, yes. Although not all of them are dead.
Nothing like the victory born off of child soldiers.
I'm not saying what I did was morally correct. It was just what we needed to do to make the world survive.
There's a way to do that, not compromise, ass.
I've saved.
I hope
I've
you're
done-
right. Because at this point, we have no choice but to live by your morals.
We've accomplished so much in the past few months, and you know how many children we've killed? None.
Oh, I mean, there was that one that Umlaut killed.
Yeah, one of these days I'm actually planning on kicking him into a well for that. Don't tell him.
Ari reaches out and pats Tali on the shoulder. I won't.
Yes, you have accomplished a lot. There have been many sources of power and stability on this island that you have destroyed. And perhaps you are correct, something better will bloom in their absence. Alternatively, there may be chaos, and something worse may rise within that chaos.
Order is not always the correct option. Sometimes you need a little chaos in life.
More important is balance, which are clearly not delivering.
My job is to protect the natural world. A natural world that is founded on wanton cruelty and death is not natural to me. The only recourse is to fix it.
And we will.
And the Baron sighs again, shakes his head, and gestures behind him. Through these doors is the well through which the worm crawls. Face it, destroy it, get your wish, do as you will to this world. I hope your idealism wins out, because it's the only bet we have now. And he steps aside so you can go and face the worm.
Well, go in, I guess. Also, Lily is holding back the urge to shoot Pump him right in the head so badly right now.
I was kind of expecting you guys to just off him.
He's kind of defenseless at the moment. It's not right.
Why would we?
He's not doing anything threatening.
That's true.
Murder hobos.
That's true.
Talia's
You guys-
gonna walk up to the well and call down into it. Come on out, worm, you big nerd.
So you guys are going to the well room, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
As
When I say well, when I really hit that's like 80 feet wide, it's circular and it's made. There's a stone entrance as if it were a well, but it's fucking huge.
as Ari walks past the Baron, she turns and looks directly at him and says, "A throne built upon corpses and skeletons is destined to fall." And then she keeps walking.
That's what I said, only more succinct.
Tig will scoot by and he'll and do a side angle. Well, see you in court when you pay for all this. Hey Howard, you can technically judge things, right? Like act as a judge.
Yeah, I suppose.
Cool. So yeah, we'll see him in court.
I don't think I can't judge another Baron.
I think he's fucked up enough to, revoke a couple Baron powers.
I don't know. He's got a lot more authority than I do.
He does. He does have a barony over a very.
Now,
So,
Shoot.
here we
Okay.
go.
You guys find
Well, if you guys
great.
don't do anything, Vigilante Justice will come for him eventually.
Jesus.
And as you guys leave, Kay pops out and is like, "You little bitch!" and shoots him.
Fucking damn it.
That didn't happen, but I wish it did.
You do it! You do it too!
Of course you would.
TIE fights Anarchin on the way out. Fuck yeah!
Okay,
This
so
will be my last act of God of Chaos.
you're at this big ominous well. Talia, do you do that thing that you said you were gonna do?
Yes.
Okay, shout it out one more time.
Come on out, Worm, you big nerd.
There's a great hissing sound. Slowly you see something at the bottom of the well begin to rise. As it gets closer, you see it is... This is a sight that probably would have fucked you up a year ago before you came to this island. It's this giant, pulsating mass of flesh and mouths and eyes and limbs scrabbling its way up towards the thing. But the thing is, you've known Boone for a long enough time where you're just kind of used to this kind of sight by this point.
My hair is already white. It can't go any whiter.
It looks like the kind of thing Boone is. Looks like a relative. It's not Boone, but it's like, it's like if you see a tiger and then you later see a puma, you're gonna be like, okay, so it's basically the same thing.
I mean,
A little
I've
different,
been
but
something like that.
the gargantuan creature arrives and it arrives out of the well. It stretches up unimaginably long above you, turns what you imagine is its head, or at least the top of its body, down to look at you, and from the largest of its pulsating, circular, teeth-rimmed mouths, it bellows. We're gonna do this one?
Yeah.
God damn it, I knew it.
Oh, what? Give me a second. And it cracks several of its knuckles. Okay. You guys need anything before we start?
No, we're good.
Sure.
What about you?
Oh, I could use some lemonade. Here. And one of its heads, one of its faces on its flesh slowly morphs into an old grandmother who pours out a glass of lemonade into a pitcher, and one of its scraggly arms takes it and pours it into one of its mouths.
Oh my
So-
god, he's a punch clock villain.
So this is nothing personal. This is nothing personal, but I'm sure that we have to abide by some kind of rules.
Yeah, the thing is, I get reborn whenever the world is on the verge of dying. And some people like you have to step up, and we have to have a tussle. We gotta
One of
wipe
the
this
other
whole
time-
thing clean.
One of the other times before, you apparently got freaky with someone. How did that work out?
I miss Shelly every day.
Understandable.
She's been dead for a long time,
Oh.
and I never get to see her.
Uh,
I hope
we
our
know the
beautiful
goddess of
daughter
death, we
Tomi
could-
is doing. Hope our beautiful daughter Tomi is still doing fine.
She wanted to replace you.
Remina is doing well.
She grew up enough to the point she wanted to replace you. She's doing fine.
Wow. They named Ramina's kid after her? That was sweet. But, yeah, so again, no knowledge of the terms. You gotta fight me as hard as you can. No one really wants all of this to end, but, sometimes it's gotta. You know,
Oh
it's,
no.
things get fucked up beyond repair, you know, so. Okay. Oh, I think I'm ready for this. You guys ready to kick my ass?
Ready.
Hell yeah!
Nothing.
I can't let up. I gotta try my hardest, just so you know.
We know nothing
We know.
personal. Nothing personal here.
Don't hold back.
We won't.
Oh, I,
I'm he-
Alright, roll initiative, motherfuckers.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh my god, fuck you.
This is the last time we're ever gonna have to do this.
Son of a bitch,
Also,
dice
I got a
roller.
natural-
Yes.
You rolled
got
that one?
20.
Yes, everybody rolled that fucking 20!
I
What's
didn't
you?
play it hard.
Well, everyone who got a nat 20, you fucking assholes.
I just got really high. I didn't get
Ari
a
had
nat 20.
more.
I
dex
guess
than
you really
Lelia.
are ready for this shit.
Holy crap. Fucking dice roller. You bastard.
I'm gonna headcanon that Virka only rolled so low because it looks like Boone, and that kind of threw her off.
Aww.
Okay, what do we do? All of us who rolled natural 20s again?
You gotta re-roll initiative to see who's better.
I got a second natural 20.
I got a 17, so 17 plus 8.
I got an 18, so
25.
Oh,
and roll again.
Yeah.
oh, they are because they all
Oh,
got
it's a
nat
7,
20s.
so I'm slower for the nat 20s.
Don't we just
Because we
go
got
by...
4 fucking nat 20s in initiative.
Yeah, we did.
Normally we just compare text. There's fucking 4 of you.
I'm sorry.
Well, if it was this dex, it would go Ari, Lelia, then Talia, then Howard.
Yeah, but I got a second nat 20.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh my god.
Okay, then Talia, Lelia, Ari, then Howard.
Okay. Here's our fucking turn order.
Jesus Christ, that was fucking hilarious. This dice roller wants us to win.
Oh no, I have to do my turns again.
Well, Talia, you gonna do what we all know we've been waiting for?
Talia is going to just erupt right into Pyrantis and open up by pouring on the flames.
Fuck yeah.
That's 108 damage and a cone in front of her. And it looks like DC for half damage, I think.
Nice.
DC 32 for half damage, I think.
I'm going to say because the conquering worm is stuck in a fucking well, and also huge and basically fills this well for the most part, it can't really do a reflex save. So there's no DC for half damage for a reflex save. You just burn this fucker.
So that's 108 points of damage.
Noise.
Alright, Lelia, it's your turn. First of all, Lilia's gonna study target, so she gets shit onto him. As well, she is going to use Touch of Chaos, which means for the next round, anytime the target rolls a d20, he must roll with disadvantage.
This isn't D&D 5th edition.
Well, it says take less favorable result. Roll d20, take less favorable result.
So
which is
disadvantage like D&D 5.0.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It was more succinct to say that way.
That's fair. Just for a second there, I was like, are you mixing up your character sheets?
Nope, it's basically disadvantage. So any saving throw, any the like until my next turn is done with disadvantage. And for her final thing, she's gonna invoke deity, and thus gain invoke deity, dexterity, or liberation. So you get a 6+ enhancement bonus through dexterity. And that would be her turn.
Nice.
So Ari, it has disadvantage.
Okay, so okay. Well, I rolled a natural 20 for one of them. I'm pasting the goddamn thing. So, and then there was a 19, an 18, a 17, another 19, and a 16. I confirmed the criticals on 2 of those. The other rolls came up to 37, 36, and 35 to hit.
Damn.
Which ones do and do not hit?
Just gonna give you guys the AC to speed this along. Its AC is 74.
Fuck.
Well, those are all crits, so
The crits hit.
Okay, so basically my 3 attacks hit. And I'm going to use my Hunter's Surprise, so I'm going to get rolling if somebody else's turn wants to go.
74. That seems a bit insane, Pathfinder. I'm going to lower that to 54 for your
which
guys.
stat block did you use for this?
I found the highest level monsters Pathfinder has made, and I combined them a bit. Look at it. I'm like, 74. I would like everyone to have a chance of hitting this thing.
I mean, even the Mantis God only has a 46 AC, and it's a Mantis God!
Yeah, this is a combination of the absolute highest possible monsters. So 54. We'll say 54. That seems a bit less horrible.
Okay, if Howard wants to go, he can go because I'm still going to be rolling damage for a while.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
And he's got enough health where he'll survive.
All right. I have to say, Mr. the Worm, you're really not what I expected.
Well, expect me however evil you want me to be to fight as hard as you can. We don't want the world to end. Hit me hard.
Be my last challenge, then so be it. I challenge you, Worm. This
I
is
accept.
the greatest battle we can have.
One of us shall die with honor.
Howard and Sancho charge. Okay, let's see if I can hit.
54. And also, if any of you can buff each other, that'd be cool.
I gave him disadvantage on everything, so that's what I did. I debuffed him. So
Anything that could raise our base attack bonus against him or bonus to hit would be good.
Ties go with the defender or the attacker.
I think.
I think they go with the attacker.
Okay, and this attack hits. And I assume the Conquering Worm doesn't count as evil, correct?
I'm going to say kind of yes.
Okay.
He's a force of great destruction, so yes, he does. Even if morally he seems more kind of neutral, you are fighting against the end of all things, which I would qualify as an evil enough thing to where it would count.
Okay, I got my damage.
I'm going to say he's technically evil.
Where it does 90 damage with the swing of his greatsword.
Okay, I got my damage for you.
God damn. You guys are hitting him hard.
The way Howard can beat him with the rest of his attacks. Well, actually, you know what? I could roll a nat 20, so...
You can
Let's
try
see.
it. 90 damage on one hit is still pretty fucking good, though.
Let's see, does the second attack hit? Nope. There's pretty much no way that hit. doesn't hit. Fourth doesn't hit. Okay. So Howard's turn is done. He got the one hit. Now, the worm effectively has 52 AC for everyone else.
Yay!
Okay. What's its touch?
Its touch AC is 38.
Fuck it up. Okay.
It's the last boss, and you're all supposed to be level 20 to beat it. So
Gotcha. All right. First hit. And second. Now that misses. Shit. Where are my babs? Okay. Okay, so I got 10. And okay. So I only got one hit. Be 46 damage.
not bad, not bad.
Oh, that's my turn.
Next in line. Oh, it's the Conquered Worm's turn. Nice. Okay. Conquered Worm undulates, roars, and suddenly storm clouds gather inside the chamber, which is weird because it's indoors.
Oh no.
Everyone make a fortitude save.
Overjoyed. Okay. Huh. Oh, not bad.
Fortitude. Ella.
Our scene's muted, so
Okay.
he has to go get up and do something.
Ari, you are you are deafened, which means you automatically fail any perception check that requires hearing, and you have a -4 to opposing perception checks, and also a -4 to initiative if you were to re-roll initiative, which it's not huge, but this is just the first part of the spell. Okay, and that's the first part of that. As its second action, the Conquered Worm gonna spit some acid at you. I just love spitting acid. Everyone make reflex saves to try and take half damage.
Or no damage if I pass it.
Yeah.
Same, really. Okay. I probably didn't. Rolls really low.
I think that's my reflex. It might be 16 now. No, it is. No, wait, I forgot to add the +3 because of my dexterity bonus. So that's 8. I forgot to add something. Sorry.
You guys rolling something?
Yeah, roll a reflex save for us.
And a fortitude save.
And a fortitude save to avoid being deafened, but it doesn't really matter in this situation. You're not going to need a hearing for a while. Alright, cool. Talia and Ari are the only ones who made the reflex save. So they take half of this. Everyone else takes 92 damage.
I take none of it.
Yeah, you take none of it.
Because I'm at rogue and roll bullshit.
What was the DC?
I didn't tell you the DC. I just told
sorry.
you who succeeded.
It has to be above a 35, though.
Okay. 92 damage. Jesus.
So that's 46 for me. So
Porcine is also deafened.
Okay, so I actually only take half that. Never mind. 40.
And that's the Conquered Worm's turn this time. Summoning that storm takes a lot out of him.
For spell's sake, that's Storm of Vengeance, right?
Yeah.
So 274. Okay.
Graves, did you apply that damage to Mig and Tig, just Tig, or what?
Considering Mig is the one dodging, she takes the damage. Okay. As long as you didn't take something that negated it, animal companions have this thing of, at our level, is improved evasion. Even if they fail, they take half damage. Well, if they succeed, they take no damage. Same as a rogue, actually. So we're safe as long as they're taking damage. Or you can choose to take the damage yourself, regardless.
Yeah, I would prefer not to have to murder your pets first.
Meg has over 300 health. She's fine.
Howard took the damage, so.
Tig has a lot less health than she does.
That's fair.
Healed, you bastard. I was muted and I didn't notice it.
Okay, so we're back up to full.
Well, I mean, 55.
I only took 40 damage, so that's full on me.
Alright,
Well,
excellent.
on me.
Turn orders back to Talia then.
does Tyrantus have to rest between uses of his breath weapon, or can he just fire again?
He can just fire again.
Okay, Talia is going to just continue pouring it on like Godzilla's first atomic breath scene in 2014 for 132 damage.
Rad. Like, the drawback for Tyrannus' breath weapon is that instead of having multiple attacks, he can only use that one the round that he uses it. Whereas, like, he can bite a couple of times or claw a couple of times with his other things.
How many physical attacks does he have?
Oh god, I have to look at the character sheet. Shut up. It's an old document, it takes a while to load. So, like, Tyrantus can use his non-breath weapon attacks. He can use 4 of them per turn.
Cool.
Except his claws. 2 claw attacks equal 1 normal attack.
Cool.
Okay. Lelia?
I use Stone Skin Communal, which functions as Stone Skin, but everyone I divide in the duration. So everyone within 10 minutes has the spell skin, Stone Skin, which gives us damage resistance 10 adamantine, and ignore the first 10 points of damage each time it's taken from a weapon. And once it has taken 10 points of damage per caster level, maximum 150 points, it is discharged. So we all now have damage resistance 10 to anything besides adamantine.
Okay.
And she's going to apply Touch of Chaos again. Well, it could be just doing DPS, but right now buffing you guys seems to be the smartest thing to do.
I have a question. His regen, that says 40 per turn. Does that mean like each individual turn or just her turn?
Just her turn, yeah.
Okay. So that would be per round then.
Okay, I'm print screening this.
God damn it.
True strike, black arrow. True strike, black arrow.
I don't need to true strike. I got a nat 20. I don't need to true strike. And I did use the black arrow, and would be 86 damage. And could he roll a fortitude save, even though I'm pretty sure he's gonna pass it?
With
He can
disadvantage.
Okay, we'll have disadvantage for the fortitude save.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna pass it unless he rolls on that one.
Gotta do the math. So 39. Does 39?
Yes. it
Okay.
does.
All right, you shot some good.
And I don't think Conquer Worm has a generation, does it?
I guess we'll have to find out.
I suppose we will.
Howard?
So I nat one the first attack.
You don't hit. Normally I would give you a bad consequence, but I feel like losing that attack is a bad enough consequence on the occasion.
Seven, so 47 doesn't. Nat one the second time.
Jesus.
There's no way I hit. Nope. All 4 attacks miss.
Alright, well you tried. And that's what matters. You cut at the monster, like it's not like you're just whiffing, but its hide is remarkably strong. The conquering worm is a beefy boy.
I have a question. Another one.
Yeah.
If we damage its dexterity, will its AC go down?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, Talia, I would look into your other forms because some of them might have some good debuffs.
Actually, I'm looking at druid spells.
Also good.
The things I
I
never
forgot
use.
you had a class.
Oh yeah, I have a class.
My class is Monster Manual.
That's fair.
I mean, considering the forms you have, yeah, a lot of them have pretty good debuffs.
Yeah, but narratively, I feel like Tyrant is most appropriate.
It's definitely appropriate for me, specifically.
Is my turn or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I hit it twice, and I'm going to. I'll put the damage out there in a second. But I'm going to cast Legendary Proportions. Technically, I'm throwing fucking vials on people. On Howard and Sancho, so Sancho isn't crushed. This basically means you get +6 to your strength, and +4 to your con, and +6 to your natural armor. So you get a shit ton more strength now, my dude.
Very good.
Okay, and as for the damage I did this round, I actually managed to hit twice. 96 damage. Ah, fuck, that's general. Anyways, turn over.
Very good. It is the conquering worm's turn. At this point, the storm begins to rain. Everyone takes 2 points of acid damage.
We take no
Oh,
points of damage
no.
damage because
No.
Stone Skin.
There is no save.
Ghostskin, though. Damage resistance.
All right, fine. You win this
Bullshit.
round, asshole.
Asshole.
I should remember, since I'm on Sancho, I should be rolling Sancho's reflex save and not Howard's.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be much better.
Be right back. I have an unstoppable potty break.
Okay.
I just want to beat the shit out of this fucking Necro.
I also forget that I could do protective channel, which does three more dice worth of healing.
Okay. Then the conquered worm belches forth flames, which swirl in the area before raining down in fireball, hitting everybody for 64 damage. And there is no save.
Okay.
Jesus.
He's got the 9th level spells.
Hmm.
That was 64, you said?
64 damage.
Favorite number.
I wonder why.
64. Bum, bum.
I'm back.
And he's got one more thing he can do. Will it be a spell? Will it be an attack?
What do you do?
Oh,
Everybody
he just
takes
takes 12 for
64.
64 damage. There is no save.
Wait, we take.
Or 54 damage, anyways. Oof.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And then it targets the person who has dealt. Who has dealt the most damage?
Talia.
Sorry. Yeah, I said Talia, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It grabs a hold of Talia Tyrantus. And does. Talia Tyrantus, you have to make a saving throw.
What kind?
Fortitude. Fortitude save.
Even 40. No, even 50.
Not bad. Not bad. So you only take 10d6. You take 42 damage as one of the conquering worm's limbs reaches out to you and casts destruction upon you. If you had failed that saving throw, the damage would have been much, much worse.
How much?
Well, first of all, D10s would be involved in 6s.
Jesus.
No!
And there would have been more dice involved than 10.
Oh.
You do not
Sounds
want to
pretty
have destruction cast upon you. And Virka, it's your turn.
Cool, I'm healing y'all bitches again.
Yay!
It's also protective channel, so it gives you protection against evil spell to my cleric level.
So we have protection against evil on again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It says evil spells.
Oh.
Not protection
Storm of
against
Vengeance would count.
Yeah, it would.
there. Heal y'all bitches again.
Thank you.
Y'all alive at least. Yeah, mess up.
Thanks, Virka. I'm feeling Wait, no, I'm not doing that right. Me, Talia, feel better. Thanks.
Oh.
I'm glad.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Well, it's back up to Talia's turn.
Oh. Okay, how many spells do I get to cast in one action?
I don't fucking know.
Fuck.
Like each spell has a casting time, and
One
it
standard
depends
action.
So standard action. I think by this point you guys can do 4 standard actions per turn,
Okay.
4 or 3.
Okay. Talia will cast Polar Midnight on the area around the worm. Illumination conditions are dropped by 2 steps, but that's not important. All creatures within that area take 5d6 points of cold damage and 1d6 points of dexterity damage per round. A successful fortitude save each round negates dexterity damage but not cold damage.
Would
Yeah.
that hit us too?
No, I'm casting it specifically around the worm.
Okay.
And he's big enough where you can take the whole of it. Shit, that's not bad.
Also, he has disadvantage because such a chaos.
You are correct.
Secondly, I would like to cast Clashing Rocks. You create 2 colossal-sized masses of rock.
Let's figure out what that first one does before we move on to the other spells.
Oh,
please.
right. I got to roll damage.
I've
let's see.
gotta roll my fort save too. Plus, I just fortitude is very good.
I'm gonna go grab a piece of pizza while you guys.
44 is his fort save.
Okay, and let me see. Saving throw. Fortitude for partial damage. Let's see, what's the DC?
It'd be in your 20s, so I think he passes.
Okay, that negates the dexterity damage, sadly, until his next turn, in which case he has to roll again. And that still does 22 cold damage.
Nice.
Next, I must make a ranged touch attack. So this will hit to cast Clashing Rocks. And, let me see, 14 plus 30, that would be a 44 to hit his touch AC.
Say that one more time.
I roll hit his touch AC.
His touch AC is 38.
Okay, so that would hit. And the Clashing Rocks take 20d6 points of bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone.
Okay.
And if it fails a reflex saving throw, it is buried.
Shit. I
That's
haven't had to
69
deal
damage.
with Cleric Tali until this point.
That's 69 points of damage.
Hey!
What?
Who's
Okay,
calling
his
a reckon?
reflex save is 46. Is that good?
Let me see. Reflex for partial, so it is knocked prone, but is not buried.
Holy shit. Okay, just so you guys know, on his next turn, he's going to give you all an attack of opportunities because he's going to get up from being prone.
I still got 2 more spells I can cast, or 2 more attacks to make.
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna bite him.
God damn, you are.
That's 33 and
Oh, he's
45
flat-footed
to
right
bite.
now. Oof.
and he's flat-footed. Yeah, it's 33 and 45 to hit.
I think you do. Yeah.
One or both.
The 45 hits.
Okay, so that's
Shit. I am impressed. We are doing this very differently than I saw.
that's 42 points of bite damage.
God damn.
Guys, me just remember. Me cast spells. I'm magical.
Talia.
I forgot that.
Druid and bullshit.
Good work, Talia.
Druids were already notoriously one of the most broken classes in Pathfinder before I gave her the shift into different monsters.
Jesus.
I just didn't realize Talia would ever actually figure that out.
And that's my turn.
Fuck.
Hot damn, Lelia.
Lelia casts absorb energy communal acid. So you can all absorb up to 150 points of acid damage before it expires. And by absorb, it means acid damage now heals you. And that's only one action. Then, Touch of Chaos again. Because I'm a stinker. And from there... I have 2 more actions I can do since that was a bonus. And I'm gonna give us all spell. No, I don't have that. That's a cleric. Shit. I have spell resistance. I was communal, but nope. Fuck what? So I'm just gonna cast a Dimensional Blade and hold my rest of my action.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay. It's flat-footed now, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to use one... One of my attacks is going to use my True Strike Wing, so that's going to hit. The other two
Okay.
are 34 and 34. Do they hit?
A little too low.
Okay. So one of them hits. So that would be just 47 damage because I'm using explosive arrows on it. So I missed 2 explosive arrows, but that's alright. Last boss.
Yeah, now is the time. Howard?
All right, time for another charging attack. Swing of the greatsword. Oh, rolled a 2. What number do I have to beat while he's flat-footed?
Well, I have to do the math here. See, which means the Lord is flat-footed AC. I think it's like 45.
Oh, okay.
44.
Then okay.
I factor in the
Through
stuff
10
from,
points.
getting the stuff from Legendary Proportions too.
Yeah, so 46. Do hit.
Hit him. Hit him!
All right. 6, 5. $96 damage.
Not bad. Not bad.
For the second attack, hopefully I'll roll better than a 2. Nope, I rolled a 2 again.
That happens sometimes.
Definitely doesn't hit. Okay. I rolled a 3, so that doesn't hit. I'm going to say screw it. I'm pointing a scorching ray at ya and fire. Okay. Howard fires scorching ray ring. That does 37 damage.
Not bad. Not bad. All right. Who is next?
Oh,
Pig.
Rolled my dice, only hit him once. It's 54 damage.
Not bad. Okay, he tries to get back up, giving you guys all an attack of opportunity.
That counts as like a spell, right?
Yeah, and you can do an attack or a spell like any as long as it only takes a standard action, you are fine. If it's like a full round spell, it can't work.
Okay. Touch AC is 38, right?
Yep.
Okay, never mind. I missed. Also, I'm rapidly running out of bombs.
Well, it's the last boss.
No.
Howard's going to just fire scorching ray again.
Scorch him!
3 more times you can use it.
Well,
I'm not gonna hit him out of 39, so
I literally have 4 bombs left. Then I'm gonna jump on the big thing.
I don't think
I
I'm
have
going to be able to
5
hit him
ninth
anymore.
level spells left.
Should have hit him. I rolled a 2, a 2, a 3, and then like another 3.
Jesus!
Well, I rolled a 16, which is a crit for me.
Oh yeah, shit. 17 is a... No, never mind. I was shooting with my bow. That's why. Okay, never mind. I do miss.
Holy balls, Newt.
Clerics!
Okay,
Oh,
shoot
is it?
that one.
Oh no.
Also, would this procs my combat reflexes that lets me make an attack of opportunity per round equal to my dexterity bonus?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay.
It's the final boss. You're allowed.
Okay, rolled a natural 20. Didn't roll that one. Didn't roll that one. Another natural 20. Are you fucking serious?
And that's where all my luck went.
Okay, so
I've only been rolling nat 20s for initiative, but
let's try shooting.
is that with
these.
disadvantage, TT?
Let me roll my damage. Hold on.
Yes. Because his other roll was an 18.
Okay, that's fair.
Plus his, fortitude, which is obscenely high.
Didn't make that one. Made that one.
I'm trying to figure out if my caster level thingy is correct or not. I don't know what.
Your caster level, I think, is half your actual level.
Okay, so
No, I meant
Half your level plus wisdom plus
Yeah. It's nonsense.
your level of spell. So if it's like spell level 9, then that's 9 plus your wisdom plus 10.
so that was Delta 9 explosive arrows. Because I missed some.
It's still prone, right?
It's getting up.
It is getting up this turn, which is why you guys got the attack of opportunity.
10, half of the level, and ability modifier. So
Wait, all of us get the attack of opportunity?
Yeah, everyone gets the attack of opportunity because you are all within range as it tries to get back up from being knocked over.
Oh. Can spells be used for attacks of opportunity?
If they are offensive spells and they only take 1 standard action or less to cast, yes.
Okay, cool.
That's going to be
what do
my
we-
house rule. I think sometimes it's different, but
What do we roll to hit it with a touch attack spell?
you just have to be able to. Well, you have to beat its touch AC.
Right.
So a normal attack, with any attack with your hands against its touch AC.
Okay.
So
Touch AC
just roll to hit
38.
it.
Okay, that's 44 to hit.
Mhm.
Does that hit it? It's touch AC?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely does.
Talia casts Finger of Death.
Does that
Jaws
do?
of Death, I guess. It instantly... It takes 10 points of damage per caster. So 200 damage.
yeah, is
Jam!
there a save on, or is that one just straight?
I'm glad I
Yeah,
did.
if the
This
target's
so
Fortitude
much
save.
HP.
If the target's Fortitude saving throw succeeds, it instead takes 3d6 plus 1 points of damage per caster level. So make a Fortitude save.
With disadvantage.
You have disadvantage.
One day you're gonna roll that one, so
Okay, its fortitude is 44.
it beats you, Talia.
Okay, so that's instead 3 dice 6. Actually, that's 60 dice 6 plus 20 points of damage.
I like that the druid has fucking finger of death.
Yeah.
Life and
Talia
death.
suddenly remembering she has spells.
Well, why would you ever
Okay,
use them?
that's 218 points of damage.
Hot damn!
So making the saving throw apparently makes it worse, because the 6s all rolled really high.
That's hilarious.
God damn it.
Well, there we be. You guys beat the shit out of it
It's
while
like-
it's getting up.
It's like that scene in Final Wars where Kaiser Ghidorah is just sucking at Godzilla's life force.
Cool. Lightning falls from the sky. Everyone takes 10d6 of electrical damage. For a total of 27 each.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
So 17.
that's great. And then the conquering worm summons Meteor Swarm.
Oh, God.
Because it's not a final boss if it's not throwing fucking meteors at you.
True.
Behemoth
Reflex
flash.
save?
Yeah, you gotta make reflex saves.
Okay.
Sancho this time.
If you take a reflex save, you get
Oh.
half. You only take half damage.
Damn it, Iggy. Oh, low.
Actually,
yeah.
because it's summoning 6 meteors, you get 6 reflex save.
Actually.
And I have to roll the damage of each meteor individually, apparently.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
But then it's the same save for each.
What-
What you gotta beat for your reflex save is... brain. 31. You gotta beat 31 for your reflex save.
Fails,
Each time.
fails, Win. Fails, fails, win. Okay.
How much damage does each one do?
Well, each one is doing a slightly different amount of damage.
Goody.
Because it can't be simple, can it?
2, 3, 4. So 4 out of 6 meters hit me.
Whoops, I forgot to be adding my shit. Right again. Fuck.
Figure out which order, because some of those meteors hit harder than others.
That's a 31, thank God.
On the first one that fails, Howard, his ride check.
So what did we have to
Number
beat again?
31.
Okay.
Remember, scene. Even if you fail, you take half damage because animal companions.
I take no damage.
That's if I'm putting the damage on the son. I'm putting the
No,
damage
it's
on Howard.
if you're dodging with him,
Okay.
and you are where the damage goes is a completely different thing.
Didn't pass any of them.
What?
33.
Didn't pass any of them.
Uh-oh, we lost a healer.
You probably did. Is that the damage that you posted, TT?
Yes.
Oh,
Got 10
that's not too
resistance.
bad.
Yeah, but he's
We'll
got one more
see.
action.
5, 15.
And then after that, you have to make another reflex save as it spits acid on you.
And
But we have
So-
energy
Yeah.
resistance.
So you get
So
1
then
damage.
Well, shit!
No, 150 acid resistance. So we take no damage.
We get no damage. We just
And we
let
heal
it
back
rain.
up.
Delicious acid.
He heals us. Our reflex save means nothing.
Thank you, Cockney Round.
Okay.
You're truly a
How
merciful
dare you
God.
know that I love you?
Wait. Explain what just happened here.
You got hurt and then you got healed by being acid vomited on.
Even if I got
cast a spell that makes you heal when you're hit with acid, which I forgot about.
Yeah,
now.
okay. Newt, how Pathfinder works is even if you go down, you have to go down a certain way, like negatives. So you're just healed back into the positives.
Okay, so that acid healed me more than I took damage, so I'm...
So we're all back up to full!
No, we're not all back up to full, you fucker.
Yeah, you are.
The conquered worm looks at that and is like, "Wait a minute, I just."
Someone do it now for me then, because I can't.
Are you guys eating my acid?
No.
You're
Yes.
eating my acid.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah, basically,
Cheeky
Newt.
fuckers.
Basically, Newt, you just took 30 points of damage from all of that bullshit. That's
That's
it.
what I thought.
That's it.
And that's not healed back up to full.
But it's pretty close.
Well, it looks like Birka needs to heal herself.
Well, you just
I'm gonna heal myself. Fuck you guys.
healed 100. You just healed 101 acid.
After taking all that damage from those.
Yeah, she took
Remember that
131.
stone skin, right?
Yeah, you got 10 fucking resistance on every individual attack.
Yeah.
So she
it's
So
a
you
lot
only take
less.
17, 15, 5, 20, 10.
So she took 21 damage,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Don't get on energy absorption.
Virka, it's your turn. You're still alive. That's all you need.
But I gotta do my fucking thing. Hold on. I gotta know where my hit points are at.
You got hit for 21, then healed for 101. That's it.
No, Mom, I don't need help.
I'd like to imagine that Virka stood up after getting smacked around a little bit and yelled that.
And Gotchfor's going, oh, I'm sorry.
God damn it. So, how much in total am I taking away or adding to my health points right now?
You are taking away from your total health points 21.
Thank you.
Then you add 110.
No!
No, she doesn't. I want to
101,
finish
I mean.
this fight so we can finish the game. Quit confusing her, you asshole.
Is he literally trying to just be an ass right now?
At this point,
No.
yes. At this point, definitely yes.
This is what confuses me. Because it's like, oh, you take away this much, and then he's like, then you heal this much. And I'm like, what?
Well, you just took 101 acid damage, which we heal.
Yeah, but I also took all that damage from the meteors.
It's 21 damage from the meteors. Didn't take much.
Why?
I think that 21 damage is considering after healing and everything.
Oh,
Okay, that's what I asked.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if that's what you meant or not.
No, I added
Yes,
it.
and then you
Let's move on!
Move on!
Birka,
The conquered worm. The
Let
conquered
me
worm
just go,
watches. The conquered worm watches all this. He's like, "We're still fighting. We're
It's
still
not
fighting,
my
though."
fault, Mom. They're explaining it really bad.
Newt, all you have to know is you took 21 points of damage, and that is it.
I did it. Okay, it's done. I don't fucking.
I was misunderstanding it. That's what was going on. I'm sorry.
No, you're not!
No, you're not. You're laughing.
I
Okay,
can be sorry and laugh
Okay.
at the same fucking time.
it's Virka's turn.
I'm going.
It's still just imagining Gotchfor going, okay, I'm sorry. Every time she yells like that.
Shouldn't even heal you bastards.
She needs to heal herself. Oh.
God damn it.
Ugh.
You gonna do anything else?
No, that's all. I'm done.
Okay. Okay. Talia, it's your turn.
First, Kalia tasks mass cure serious wounds, curing everyone of 29 points of damage.
Well, Virka
Yay,
just
we
healed
took
us,
notes.
though.
Well, more healing's always nice.
So,
Then she's going to cast Polar Midnight again, see if we can knock that dexterity down.
Disadvantage.
Now,
What's I gotta do?
Hit the touch AC.
Oh, jeez, the touch AC's 38!
And Talia gets a... Hold on.
Oh, this little smog my mom made me is so cute.
Aw.
It's a,
It's 1 week since you looked at me.
That's a 40 to, that's a 40 to hit, so...
Yeah, that works.
5d6 points of cold damage.
Mm-hmm.
And 1d6 points of dexterity damage if it doesn't make it save.
And what save does it have to make?
Fort-
Reflex?
Fortitude, I think.
Fort, and you have disadvantage.
Fortitude, and that's 36 points of cold damage.
Okay, the save it made was 45.
It passes.
Damn it.
The disadvantage doesn't matter much, but it's just raising the odds of an at 1.
Yeah.
You got 2 more spells there, Talia. 2 more things to do.
Okay. Shoot, I had the spell. Where was it? Oh yeah, cast Stormbolt. When you cast the spell, that's a ranged attack then. Oh, that's an area of effect actually, so it hits. And that does... $123 points of electrical damage. And
Damn.
it's is stunned for 1 round unless it makes a saving throw, which also halves the damage. It is a fortitude save.
That one.
That one.
Okay, I gotta make a
Fortitude save.
okay. Well, the lowest one of those two is 40.
Yeah, passes. At this point, the only way for it to fail is to roll an at 1.
Mhm.
Okay, so that is 62 points of electrical damage then.
You guys could really use the spell Bungle, which gives a -20 penalty to the next save a thing makes.
Oof.
It's a level 2 spell.
Yeah, but that's only for a sorcerer, psychic, and wizard.
Okay, she has 1 last spell or attack. We're gonna do Clashing Rocks again.
Nice.
And
Is this all in the
that
shape
is-
of Tyrantus?
Yes.
I imagine him waving his tiny arms around as he casts spells. Like full on like wizard Mickey, but with tiny Tyrantus arms.
Oh my god.
Talia Tyrantus.
That is a 42. The Clashing Rocks.
42 damage?
No, to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Okay, and
At this point, of all the fucking rocks that you're knocking down on this fucking thing, you're probably breaking the castle.
that's 73 points of damage, and it is
Prone again?
Alright. Goddamn. Holy shit.
You're like the jock pushing the nerd down onto the floor.
I mean, you even called it a nerd too.
Nerd!
No, what we're doing is we're shoving him into a locker, the hole.
No, it's the toilet. The swirly, the worm.
We are giving this worm a swirly.
To be fair to the worm, it did some heavy damage until it acid at us.
He's doing his best.
It's like, wait, no, you fuckers.
Oh god, that was funny.
Now we just- Now we just need a Meteor's heal health spell, and then we'll be.
Oh, that's the dream.
All right. Lelia?
Touch of chaos again.
You touch that chaos.
Also, I apply absorb acid again. And for my final shot, I'm going to take my disintegrate ray, which I still have 5 charges of, by the way.
Oh shit, we do.
About that thing.
That's 40 d6 of damage we can be doing, by the way.
That's the easy way.
So, 46 is going to hit, right?
Yep, at this point.
Okay.
What's the AC of the worm now? He's prone.
Just 40.
Flat-footed, I think 45 is where we...
Okay, I'm just checking.
How much does that disintegrate ray do again, Kay?
40 d6.
40d6.
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, we should probably use those.
He got duff ray guns, and now's the time to use them.
So yeah, Lelia busts you all again, and then just unloads a laser.
Oh dear.
This isn't going how I expected it to go.
You shot it with a laser. After Tyrantus, a giant fucking dinosaur, cast a bunch of spells on it.
I have 3 more touch of chaos left, by the way.
Can't you also attack more this turn?
I used on my other standard attacks to buff you guys too.
Yeah.
The other attacks likely does is 2-weapon fighting, which are technically part of the same action.
And now she's just shooting it with a laser.
I can have 3 standard actions, so and touch of chaos is a bonus.
Ari?
Okay, do the disintegrator rays have to have an attack to hit it?
Yes, the touch attack.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
also
they were
note
like
if we're trying to
sneakers.
have a body, disintegrate ray might not allow that.
The monster's touch AC is 38.
Okay, so I got a 43, a 44, and a 44 for 3 attacks.
Also, shit, it needs to make a fortitude save or it can be halved. I think.
We'll just say it does.
Okay, one. Hold on, let me roll these fucking.
I don't want to have to do 6 fucking fortitude saves in a row. Just does normal damage. We'll just ignore that.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sick of making fortitude saves. Doing it every round like 5 damn times.
Hey, I completely forgot to even implement Tyrantus' damage reduction. It's cool. Talia's at full health right now, anyway.
So
I mean, he's got regeneration too.
seeing Lelia take out her disintegrator ray, Ari's like, "Oh yeah, fuck, forgot about that thing." She digs around in her bag until she finds it.
Remember the dream. Cross the streams.
Gosh, the streams.
Don't cross the stream.
So she digs around in her bag trying to find it, and she feels like some scaled claws handed to her.
The goblin's like, I got your back, bro. No, the xenomorph.
Holy shit. You guys are putting us on some good DPS. Howard?
With his first actions, Howard is just going to shoot his remaining scorching ray amounts at it for a total of 128 damage.
Damn!
Nice.
Now, does Howard have? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Howard
we all
has
have one.
Howard's gonna pull out his disintegrator gun and also fire. So just 6.
40d6 if you hit it, yeah.
Okay, what do I roll to hit?
Yourself, fortitude,
A normal attack, so like 1d20 plus your strength,
Dex in this case.
It would
and
be
your base attack bonus.
it would be your ranged attack in this case.
So plus your dex and your base attack bonus.
And your target is 38.
Increase 52. So I assume 52 at this point hits.
Yep.
Take 34 damage.
Yeah, he does. Fucking really fucking bad right now. Tig?
How's everyone health-wise?
Full.
Full.
So Tig looks at his fucking bag, and it just like, puffs in on himself. He goes, "That's the first time in my life I am completely out of bombs." And he turns into the giant crossbow on Meg's back and goes, "Click, click, fucking lord, bitches!" And 42 damage out of the various rolls I did. It's the only ones I only hit twice.
Alright. Not bad. Conquering Word's still standing. It looks at you all, it nods and says, "Shit."
We seen some shit, dude.
And then Storm of Vengeance first pelts you with hailstones.
It doesn't have to get up and give us another attack of opportunity.
Oh shit, it does.
So basically, what you're saying is Persona all-out attack.
I'm sorry,
Another
TT.
Persona all-out attack. Everyone roll your fucking attacks on this fucking thing.
Wow, I am rolling crap.
He's still got over 1,000 HP, he's fine.
Talia's gonna torch him for 158 points of damage.
Oh, I whiffed.
Hold on,
I
hold
want to try it
on.
again.
He's gotta make what against Implosion and Fortitude save?
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
He wins, oh, he wins. He fucking wins. Fuck your Fortitude save.
It's not fair.
We've broken TT.
DM tired of shit. He wins all things.
He's gonna win. I'm rooting for you, Worm.
Okay. I only hit 3 times out of that, but that's 3 charges.
It's attack of opportunity, so
Yeah.
it's only one.
I get
Oh,
attack
right.
of opportunity total to my dex.
All
so,
right.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, 3 of them hit.
Oh my god.
The level 20 rogue.
Jesus. You guys are making him look very ragged.
He said he had like 1,000 health left. He's fine.
Eat it.
Never mind. Never mind.
How much did he start out with? Now that we know how far he's gone, how far down he's gone.
A lot.
At least like,
That's the sound of a broken DM.
he was at least 3,000.
Yeah. Yeah, he was 4,000.
Damn.
He was 4,000 solid.
Was.
Chew it up and munch on it.
Okay. Alright.
He was.
I'm sorry.
You all done doing your attacks?
I don't think Tig's hit.
First
I
you
didn't hit.
You take 27 damage from hailstones from the Storm of Vengeance.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Don't skin.
Then he's gonna throw a second storm at you. He's conjuring a storm that throws more hails at you. Another 5, 6.
Another what now?
5d6.
So another 20 points of damage, or 10 because you're fucking stone skin, you fucking shitholes.
All of us stone skin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
then for this
okay.
next one, I need you all to make reflex save.
Okay.
Also-
With acid?
And also, you have other like damage reduction. Okay. 10. So 290.
Yeah, I really got it passed with that.
18.
Oh, we lost somebody.
Scene.
That probably went out.
Shit.
Oh shit! Yeah, reflex.
Motherfucker, roll higher!
Laughing too hard to put in. Okay. 25, of course.
This is 20d6, and I rolled a total of 55 points. Because almost all of those were 2s. Or 1.
Good!
55
How are the
divided by
animals? How are the animals doing health-wise?
Nick's
Full.
fucking fine.
All of you take 55 damage. Those of you who fail your reflex save, which the DC for is...
It's pig.
Well, where the fuck is it? DC 27 reflex save. If you fail that, then you're also on fire and take 4d6 every time it's your turn.
I'm just standing here, not touched by any of this.
Wait, that was a 26? 26?
Oh no, you take the damage regardless.
Yeah, but the fire thing.
Even if I make a reflex save?
The reflex save is just to keep from catching on fire.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Then I'm not on fire.
Is anyone on fire?
I am. I am on fire.
And we only took 45 points of damage.
If you are on fire, then every time it's your turn, you take 4d6 unless you spend the entire round to put yourself out. Or someone, casts summon water over all of you and puts the fires out. And then for its final round, final action this round, it's gonna cast Mass Inflict Serious Wounds. God damn it, Dice Roller, you shithole. You sucking cock. You take 45 points of damage. This is magic damage, so you can't stone skin your way out of it, you fucks.
Okay. 55.
Oh, no, I'm at 60.
Okay.
45. Plus,
I forget
how
what
much
the
damage?
hailstorm.
How much damage did the one thing do?
The Inflict Serious Wounds did 45 damage. The Firestorm did 55 damage, and I forgot what the fucking Hailstorm did.
Nothing.
Hailstorm did 17.
Yeah, it did
Okay,
jack
so-
all.
I got hit with 90 points of damage. Jesus Christ.
Birka, help.
Yeah, Conquering Worm isn't fucking around.
It's fine.
The Dice Roller is.
Meg still has like 250 health points left. She's good. She's a goddamn tank in the air.
It's D6 or anything else. I'm just gonna keep healing you guys because that's all I can do.
I mean, that is what a cleric's job is.
Thanks, Erica. I appreciate you.
So do I.
So do me too.
Aw.
Hey, we heal by 64. Okay. Okay. 72. Okay, cool.
Okay. It's just gonna get blasted by more rays, you know that.
Oh, yeah, it's up. Your turn.
Okay.
Anyone on fire?
I am.
Okay, Talia casts Create Water above Tig's head.
Cool.
Then casts Mass Cure Serious Wounds for 37 points of health restored.
Woo.
37?
Then yes, 37. Then casts Atavism on Sancho and Meg. This gives them a +2 bonus on all rolls, including damage and special abilities, and a +4 to AC, and an additional 2 points per hit die. Then she's gonna cast Finger of Death again.
One.
Finger of
One.
death.
Nat. One.
Broken and hard. Oh god, what do I have to do?
Fortitude.
Okay, he wins.
Damn it.
Well,
Fucking done with this shit.
okay, so that still does 3 dice 6 points of damage plus 1 point per caster level, so... $33 points of damage.
Not bad.
That was mostly just a support round for me, but
It's good. Thank you. Lelia.
and that is my turn.
Once. Okay.
Lilia's turn, eh?
Yep.
Stone Skin's holding out, Acid's still holding out. We're all healed. It's looking worse for wear.
I'm fine.
Lelia casts Dimensional Blade, that's what I'm looking for. And goes in.
Come on, you fuck.
And its touch AC is 45.
Its touch AC is 38. Its
Okay.
flat-footed AC is 45.
Do it, you fuck.
Jesus.
Well, the problem is, with my swords, the only way I can hit it if I hit within my crit range.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
Also,
That's why I went with
I
my.
missed one.
That's
So
why I
get
started
four
going
attacks.
ranged.
So, where am I? Chat.
Keep critting, but I haven't confirmed any crits, sadly.
Started when a 10-year-old did something in the piss. And now he's dead and everyone is glad cause they won't miss. His stupid fucking face, everybody hates you, Ben 10. Man, what a shithole that kid is. I really think that he is piss. Nobody likes him, that's my diss. Yeah, fuck you, Ben 10. You're a piece of shit. You're Ben 10. So, as Laylee is figuring out whether or not she killed the worm yet, I would just like to say it's been a very fun time doing this campaign. I know it was the first campaign we did as a group, but we've grown a lot since then. But it's been a very good experience.
Same for
Joining
me.
you was one of the best decisions I ever made.
I think it's been good for all of us. I'm very glad that we've had this time together.
I thank you for inviting
Okay.
us.
Mm-hmm. It has been an experience.
Now fucking murder TT's boss monster
I'm
and make
trying
him
to.
cry.
I'm doing the math. My worst subject, okay?
Make the DM cry.
I'm just gonna keep saying personal things to make us all like uncomfortably sentimental until you fucking kill the boss already.
You think I'm uncomfortable?
I mean, I have
TT.
problems being sincere.
TT, I have an overabundance of estrogen right now due to having the dosage raged. I am the huggiest person in the world right now. Come here.
All right, now let me put that onto a calculator.
Factors out to 800. Okay.
Let's see. Damn it.
Don't forget to carry the exponent.
Yeah. Keep pretending you don't like doing an obscene amount of damage. We all believe you.
Jesus.
That's all times 4, by the way.
I think it's dead.
Cool, it's dead. You fucking hack at the conquered worm in strategic spots, cutting vital arteries and parts of its body that are breaking apart because of how much disintegration and rock damage you've done to its structural integrity, and the worm begins to literally collapse in on itself. And as it falls back into the pit as a writhing pile of burning, dissolving, broken material and the storm above dissipates, its last words are, "Oh, fucking hacks." The worm is dead, and a bright light covers you all and floods the area. And when, for a while, you are blinded by the light, when you see again, you are standing on a small island of rock floating in a big empty void. And then, beings of such enormity that they dwarf the horizon itself, they fill your vision, appear. The 3 primeval gods, the creators of all the known world, of all existence. These colossal deities that look as if they are the personification of the natural world in its entirety, the universe in roughly human form, appear before you. And the middle one of the 3 says, "Okay, good. Time to talk with the user base. How'd you enjoy version 0.7?
Fuck!
What the fuck?
That hurt me, TT. That
They're
fucking hurt me.
devs! They're video game devs!
Now, you guys aren't players in a video game. I just want that to be clear. But they are talking to you as if you are.
No, it hurts me.
Well, I had fun, but I have a few complaints about the socialization.
Well, that's we don't like to control the other people in the simulation. We're talking more about the actual things that we structured. The world. Obviously there are still some glitches to work out. The thing is still heading towards a crash. What do you think? How did it break?
Well, in my experience, I have to say that I think where it broke is that the ascended gods need to be nerfed, and they have too much power as is. So she hands the thing we read out.
And one of them's like, "That's funny. The ascended gods are one of the things that we put in an earlier patch."
They're a
fucking
good
need
idea
jobs.
they're a good idea in theory, but they need to be better implemented.
They need jobs.
Eat it. A united goal.
Because at this current moment, there's too many mechanics about them that just don't mesh with each other, and that's what's causing the game to break.
And one of them goes, and he looks at the others. "Do you think that the dodos went extinct too quickly? Because I personally, I feel like we're not. The dodos aren't the problem, Primus. I feel like we could put them back in really easily. I don't know why we cut them out. I liked them. They're funny little birds."
If it helps your decision, I like the dodos too.
All right, see, we're putting back in the dodos. We can't use the thing on the dodos. Well, I'm putting the dodos back in. I'm vetoing it. You only get one of those like once every epoch. I am using my veto. I am putting the dodos back in.
Well, we found the dodo.
He's pissing me off.
He's literally
Okay,
using
fine.
Control F Dodo.
That's not the main thing, but like, if it affects your decision at all, I liked the dodos.
We're not going to. Primus, if you wanted to put the dodos in, fine. I'm sick of this argument. Epoch's old. Okay. So you're saying you want us to give the ascended gods a specific purpose?
Yes.
So like what? Making cheese?
Well, they act in harmony with theirs. They act in the interest of harmony between the respective races, rather than promoting the well-being of their race above the others.
Basically,
it
less
leads
competition.
It leads to balance issues.
Okay.
Right now, they are competing with each other, and that's not good for anyone.
Sure, it's
Yeah, it's not good for the player base because it resorts to the world.
You sure you don't want them to work towards making cheese? Because I gotta say, one of the things I really like is the different cheeses you make.
The selection of cheeses right now is, it doesn't need more than that.
I mean, I think it would be cool if we could make some more cheeses.
I think it's more of a mortal thing to
he's
do.
got it right. He's talking about that's a surface issue. We can always just throw in some more products to make cheese. So you want the ascended gods to be structured so that they're working towards harmony between the races, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed that we get a lot of PvP combat that is really destructive to the server. It really bogs down things. If we do have some more moderation. But moderation, that's like... It's limiting freedom of choice. No, they're going to balance each other out.
It won't take away freedom of choice. It'll just, make it a little more fair for everybody if one faction isn't overpowered.
Yes, and it's be probably balanced by having a god who steps out of line, be stripped of their godhood, allowing for another to take their place, or for them to a temp ban on ascended gods as opposed to a permanent ban, if that works.
Primus coughs and says, they do have a point. If we had less wars, they could spend more time making cheese. And the god's not in agreement. That's very wise. And Primus is like, also, if we gave dodos milk glands, we're not getting dodo cheese, but we need the dodos, right? No, we already said you could just do it. You can just do it, Primus. Good, because I already have during this conversation. That's a freebie, guys. You don't have to worry that. So, okay, we'll make the ascended gods work towards bridging. We'll make it specifically. They have to ensure harmony between the races as much as they possibly can for this current scope of their powers. Right?
Yes.
That'll solve the whole thing.
The rest, I think, the model we can solve with the worm body.
All right. Cool. Thank you for helping us out. Here you go. And suddenly, hats spontaneously appear on all your heads.
What kind of hats?
They're top hats. They're bright primary colors, whichever of the primary colors or secondary colors, like the main colors, like red, blue, green, etc. That you like best. They're that color, and they say number 1 mortal.
Oh my god.
No one else can have those hats. You earned it. All right, on your way. Go back. Have fun.
Okay.
And you guys, everything gets bright again, and then you're back in the mortal realm in the ruins of the castle of Conquered Worm, or of Castle Radcliffe.
Is the worm blood everywhere?
There is a worm. There is a lot of worm blood that you.
Talia grabs a piece and tastes it.
Tastes a bit like cheese.
She's gonna fill her backpack with a few chunks.
Talia's gonna scoop the blood up in the inkwell and get the pen. Alright, let's bring back some dragons.
As
Let's do
you
this.
as you guys emerge from the rubble of Castle Radcliffe, you see Cookie is waiting there with a bewildered-looking Red Talon, as well as Mayshade and Willie and a good chunk of the town of Stoker up in arms. Tyrantus and the army of lizard folk riding dinosaurs at the base of the mountain. The floating castle of Count Dracula. Many of the people of Uterson. A whole angry mob of people from Walpole come to your aid. The Slashers. All of the friends you've made on the islands have rallied to come to you to help you, only to find that you've taken care of the situation already. And Cookie is there with several long tables filled with pies.
Meanwhile, Lily is just covered in worm gore.
Talia just sends the entire crowd a thumbs up.
And there is a cheer. And you all have a very nice, delightful pie dinner with all of your friends.
Oh.
Not all of them.
Aw.
And like people of Shelley are there. There's one particular sorcerer who is in the crowd, looking far better than the last you saw her, far more at peace. There's Tazra and several of the kobolds, umlaut conspicuously absent. There's Dr. Lerna with the baby Tyrantuses.
Aw.
Where's the Baron?
Even out in the sea, there's Morago. You can see Morago is watching from.
Where's
the
the Baron?
Baron is also conspicuously absent.
It's not all of them.
Do we just hear a scream out the window?
Why would you hear that?
I'm just wondering.
No, you don't. Kay is there with the again. Everyone is there. Everyone you can imagine. I'm trying to think of all the NPCs. That's gonna just take a time. So it's all. Everyone is there. You all have a reunion. And
Oh, Morty.
The Xenomorphs?
Morty is there. The Xenomorphs have come to your aid with the Flumps as well. It is a weird gathering of people coming to help you, and they all look at each other. And at first it's a bit uncomfortable. Not everyone is sure how to deal with each other, but they all see you, and they all see that they are happy for you. And so they eat at your table, as set by Cookie. They eat together, and the island of Conquered Worm unites.
And we bring back the dragons in that book and everything we said.
Yeah, you bring back the dragons. You do exactly as you planned.
And the thylacine.
And the thylacine, all the extinct animals. All the extinct animals and races, they've all been brought back, as written in the book. And so we close out on the Conquered Worm adventure. Let us flash forward. Let us flash forward a bit. Conquered Worm, 5 years later. The town of Stoker is a thriving metropolis. People travel there quite often to visit its great libraries and its beautiful restaurants. The Bowl of Meat has expanded to several other locations on the island. Willie and the mayor have actually retired from leadership, allowing others to take over. But they are still consulted regularly and viewed as...
Who's the leader, Sharon?
Sharon is not the leader, but she does run a very nice theater.
Aw.
What about Charlie?
Charlie is fine. He's gotten off the alcohol. Tad Cooper is finally healed and recovered. There's another person who is currently a leader in Stoker. It is the newly elected Mayor Dracula,
Yes!
who has moved in with his flying castle and has several initiatives with his beautiful wives. He's adapted well there, and it's a great place where undead often flock to.
Have
Darla,
Frankenstein and his wife reconvened.
yes, they have, and Darla and Eddie live there. They run a butchery, and Eddie is also part of the local constabulary. known for the tenderness of his arrests. He actually does not manhandle people very hard. He's an intimidating cop, but a sweet one.
Oh.
The forests outside Stoker are safe. They are ranged by Mikey the Shape, or the Form rather, who does a very good job. Although he still to this day hunts down his nemesis, that fucking hippo. The lizard folk have a new thriving community in the ruin of Wells. They live there alongside the Ridleyans. Many of the Ridleyans went back to their home planet, but some have remained and continue to integrate on Earth. And they're working on making a way for the two planets to communicate more often and get to know each other. As the Ridleyans are fascinated by how different our biology is and wish to know more of our unique perspective. The Flumps have left back to their home world, but of course the Flumps never leave entirely. There's always some agents around to touch on things. Wild is a thriving community. Austin is also a thriving community. They don't miss Dracula, but they did learn that he wasn't a bad guy. And every year around fall, they do have a Dracula festival where they reenact the strange tasks Dracula had set up to them out of nostalgia.
Yay.
The Tower of the Red Talon has been dismantled and a new town is built in its place in Piaget. Ramina has been left untouched, but there is a chapel outside Ramina that Clark of the Red Talon resides in. The rest of the Red Talon have dispersed, their oaths broken when the Baron abandoned his castle. Clark remains, however, to preserve the knowledge of the conquering worm and spread it to the next generations, hoping that next time people won't be kept in the dark and unprepared, since that obviously made things unnecessarily perilous this time around. The Castle Radcliffe was never rebuilt, but the well remains. Uderson has become a thriving community. Its leader is viewed as one of the best priests of the Reformed Henran Church, following new doctrines about how humanity should work for harmony with the other races. Also, he spread a version of the sect of Henran where the priests and priestesses of Henran don't have to remain virgins, because he really liked that Waffle House girl. Walpole has lessened its strict laws against bezeling, but otherwise remained fairly the same. The rates at the Waltig Wyvern went down a little bit in price under the new management of the Ridleyan owner, but it remains a welcoming establishment where creatures of all races can know that they will be safe and cared for with no discrimination or prejudice. Hog remained abandoned and eventually was wiped away, probably for the best. There were a lot of skeletons there. Machen was eventually resettled. The witches in the wilds helped the new settlers move in and were elevated to esteemed druids of the community and viewed as protectors. The Grinches repopulated and eventually made contact with the other settlement, and it was good. Let's see, who's left?
Shelley?
How's Cynthia?
Cynthia's doing very well, being a giant worm monster.
No, that's Courtney.
That's Courtney.
Cynthia's my daughter.
Facehugger.
Ridley in that born.
Oh, yeah. Well, she joins you on your various quests and eventually becomes a queen and establishes a hive of her on Earth. Shelley remained much as it was. There's a bit more oversight now with the scientists, but they still practice mad science to their heart's content. They're a bit more open with the world now, for better or for worse. Beckford is where the plague happened, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beckford, under new management, eventually some of the plague doctors returned to check up on it. One actually stayed and was eventually elected mayor. It's weird having a doctor as mayor because I'm not super politics, but to be fair, this is a time period where politics basically amounts to backstabbing people to secure your place in the aristocracy, so Doctor's better than that. And Ambrosia remained a ruin, and the Blightwood remains off limits, but stories of the Blightwood, while still full of ferocious creatures, are less horrible than they were in times past. Probably because it's no longer infested with, inherently evil demons anymore. Now there are just as many stories of strange creatures acting kindly to those who enter the Blightwood as there are of them whisking them away for various sundry doings. All in all, Conquered Worm hasn't really civilized, but people live in tandem with the wild nature of the island much better than they used to. The monstrosity of Conquered Worm and people living on it have reached an understanding. And a balance has formed from that. It seems unlikely that the worm will rise again, and for now, the cycle is over. As to where our heroes went, and what becomes of the world at large, that's a story for another time.
What happened to the Baron?
The Baron, the Baron escaped Castle Radcliffe and whatever justice the people of Conquered Worm may have meted out to. No one on Conquered Worm ever learned of his whereabouts. His ultimate fate is also unknown.
What about our overseer Umlaut?
Okay,
Dragon
Umlaut.
Hatchery.
Umlaut.
Oh, yeah.
A thriving cobalt beauty was eventually built in the mountain, and though it took a while, once dragons returned, they did reveal themselves to the world and became a huge part of the new dragon civilization that began to form in the wake of what happened at Conquered Worm. By the time they were revealed, Umlaut Schwa had long since gone. He did not stay to reap whatever rewards there may have been from setting up the hatchery. The exact whereabouts of Umlaut Schwa are unknown. Some say he may have died while trying to reach other dragon pockets and continue to increase his sanctuary. Others say he may have simply retired with what wealth he had to obscurity, not wanting to be the face of this new civilization, knowing perhaps that he's a little too harsh to lead us and lead his people into a wonderful new era. In his mind, he did the dirty things that had to be done. But now was not the time for that, and it was not the time for people who had done dirty deeds. It was time to let a more innocent and hopeful generation take over. An heir to Umlaut eventually was learned, and another great scholar, unlike his father and the father before him. Umlaut Schwa the Fourth? Fourth? Yeah. Pretty sure it's the fourth. Umlaut Schwa the Fourth was a great scholar, but he did not live in Doyle. He popped up in Poe. When asked of his father, he was notoriously cagey about the subject. The lizard folk and Tyrantus never did set out upon their planned retaking of their past lands, but Tyrantus and the baby Tyrantuses did remain on Conquered Worm to safeguard the lizard folk population, as well as protect the island itself from harm. They remain one of the many, many different, very powerful beings that watch over the island and make sure that the peace that was attained by the heroes of Conquered Worm remains even after their death. And any other people before I get to the last person who we epilogue?
Hal?
Hal?
How's Hal doing?
How's hell these days?
Oh, Hell. Hell and Heaven no longer exist as the planes they were, because there are no longer necessary planes for those specific deities. And in fact, the afterlife is now more complicated. Good people are no longer sorted to a good afterlife, and bad people to a bad afterlife. Afterlives are now tailored along more gray lines. The work of psychopomps has become very, very complicated, as there are now several competing afterlives based on different ideas people have. The demons and angels that attended Verstus and Shaidasin are now free roaming attendants without specific gods they worship. They eventually align themselves with different gods, some of them even serving the primeval trio in a sense. And their stories vary depending on which one you look at. There are countless demons and angels, so that would be a lot of epilogues to go into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more reading the Seven Princes.
How's the Kate Blanchett demon doing?
She still doesn't return my calls. Buddy has remained on Conquered Worm as he lives in a shrine to Gothcliff, and tends to a great cemetery built between Piaget and Austin, used to house all the revered dead of the island, and as well as several memorials to those who were lost and do not have bodies to bury. He tends to the graveyard, and also checks in on the towns in that area from time to time, making sure that everyone is doing all right, and is viewed as an ominous but ultimately beloved figure of justice on the island. As famously good for taking care of children.
Oh.
How about the Red Death?
The Red Death returned to its business as a psychopomp, and was glad it was no longer being harnessed by wicked mortals. It was also glad that it could, in some way, protect the ones who freed it from the possibility of being stolen by Shaidasin on their way to the afterlife. But thankfully, that fear never came into reality. Both because you guys killed Shaidasin, and also because none of you died. At least not in that battle.
Yeah, the only other loose end for Lelia is Rubicante loose end.
Rubicante was freed from his wicked impulses, but never did manage to reconnect with his daughter, though he did continue to try for a good long time. That relationship just simply never really ironed itself out. But the two did at least come to a better understanding of each other.
How about Morty?
Morty continued to live a very long protecting of the little girl Maud. He also reconnected with several of the dragons that provide the dragon puppy mill, and is viewed as a respected member of the dragon community despite being a wyvern and thus technically of a low status.
But no one ever takes that seriously anymore anyway.
Yeah.
Brunhilde?
Brunhilde. I'm going to say Brunhilde lived a long and happy life for a hobgoblin. Especially a hobgoblin mercenary, considering how often she threw herself into lines of danger. I'm not going to say more, because I'm going to leave that up to however Tig's story developed.
Okay.
What about Sir Mittens?
Oh god.
Sir Mittens. Sir Mittens won many great accolades and acclaim as a knight, had many stories told about him, but sadly died at the age of 50 when fighting a windmill that turned out to be a giant.
Oh, no.
What about Immortal Zeroth?
Zeroth, Scourge of the Plains, traveled from different plane of existence to different plane of existence for a very long time, before eventually stumbling into the Sea of Chaos.
Where he belongs.
What exactly happened to Zeroth at that point is unknown, but it is believed that he has become one of the many attendants of the various gods of extinction, allowing him, in some fashion, to become at peace with his desire to kill, by serving a utilitarian function of destroying things that need to be destroyed.
What about Lilt?
Lilt lived a long and happy life, formed a very deep friendship and possible relationship with with Romina, and stayed in Shelley for several years to help Ayara with her rehabilitation. And in time, their familial relationship grew very strong.
Aww.
And the two lived very long. Lilt also remained a protector of Conquered Worm, even after the Baron was gone, and like Buddy is viewed as one of the more notable protectors. And finally, Cookie and Costumes. Both of them left Conquered Worm after these events to go on to have many more adventures. Costumes, of course, became a notorious monster, as he already was one, really. But Cookie did a great deal of saving face for clowns as a whole, and while her appearance never failed to be initially off-putting, her warmth of spirit and genuine kindness and compassion made her something of a folk hero of sorts.
What about Mephaust?
Mephaust, as she is wont to do, faded into obscurity. For many years afterward, people would still every now and then have stories of a strange curios dealer that they met, whose shop appeared in town suddenly one day and disappeared suddenly a few weeks later. As far as anyone can tell, that is all Mephaust ever was and all Mephaust ever would be. A strange visitor who sold strange things and then disappeared as mysteriously as she came.
What about Lerna?
Lerna learned lots of new shit about giant monsters, but that's a story that you can get the rough approximation of, albeit in a different setting, this May, when I publish Adam, Volume 1, Tyrantus Walks Among Us.
Nice.
God tier shilling.
Hey, I gave him a nice setup.
Yeah.
And that's it. Everything turned out, at least in the immediate aftermath, pretty okay. As for how things turned out in the long term, who can say?
Oh,
At
whatever,
least,
TC
at
decides
least
what-
for now, the people, as far as the people of Conquered Worm are concerned, they view that the cycle probably will not reoccur for a significantly longer time than the last gap. But who can really know that, say, for future generations?
It was long and hard and was an uphill battle, but that was very satisfying.
Thank you all for being in this campaign, which lasted 3 fucking years. And now it's over. And it was a good story, and I'm glad we got to that end, and I'm glad I finally got to sing that fucking song because I wrote those lyrics 2 goddamn years ago.
It was good.
It was good. Oh, that was very fun.
So many plans finally came to the end. And that's the Island of Conquered Worm.
Thank you, TT, for all of that.
Yes, thank you.
And may my next campaign be at least slightly shorter.
At least in real-time time.
Yeah.
Everybody say goodbye.
Oh, and by the way, dodos with udders exist now.
No.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.
Gross.